Hey guys, so today I have a brow routine video for you guys. This has been so highly requested. I think it's because you guys have noticed that my brow game has changed and upped a little bit since I got the Anastasia DipBrow pomade. And I mean, my brows are never going to be perfect, but I feel like they're a lot better now. A lot of you guys had comments about how before they were really uneven, and that's just because honestly, like, I was too afraid to try to reshape this brow because this brow is a lot arched. Obviously not right now because I even them out a little. Obviously they're not perfect, but they're a lot more even now. And I was too afraid before to do it because I didn't want my brows to look unnatural, but I found a way now to do it, make it still look natural but defined and even. Do you know what I mean? So I'll show you guys how I do it. It's funny because every time I do it on an everyday basis, I feel like I do it really good, but when I'm on camera, it's not even close to as good as I do it when I'm not on camera. But at least I did it on camera for you guys so that you can kind of get the idea of how to do it. I kind of show these steps and what I do. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah. The first thing that I'm going to do is just take a spoolie and comb out my brows. Now the way I cut my brows is I just take the spoolie and the scissors and I go ahead and kind of put my brow hairs upwards. And anything that's sticking up, I just go through and trim them. Now you don't want to go too crazy with this, but you should be able to comb your eyebrows upwards without any hairs being up, and you can see that I do have hairs being up. So these need to be trimmed. Okay, so you're just going to start off by kind of combing your brow hairs just to make sure that everything is combed out. So then I'm going to take a good dip into my brow pomade. I'm going to take a good dip because it's the only dip we're going to take. You're not going to keep going back into the product. I just take one dip and I work with that. You're going to want to start off with defining your brow. So you're going to start from the you're going to kind of leave that inner corner open, and you're going to start from here and work downwards because that's what's really going to make you have that natural effect. You're going to leave that inner corner barely even filled, and you're going to define the rest. So it's going to look defined but natural when it's completed. So you're just going to start and then draw and outline your brow at the bottom. And then you're going to take whatever's still left on the brush and outline the top. Then you should have something like that. It's just going to be an outline basically. And then you can take the rest of the product and fill in your brow. You can even take the product from the defined outline and kind of smudge it upwards just to work with it. I also just like to take a flat brush like this with no product on it and kind of use it to clean up any areas. So I'm just going to go ahead with no product again. If you find that you still have a lot of product left on your brush, you can actually even just wipe it off because you barely want any product in there. You're basically not even filling in this inner corner. So you're going to take it here and try and draw a really light line. And that's all you're going to do. So do the same for the top. And then when you're filling in that inner corner, you're just going to gradually, in that, like the middle part of the inner corner, you're going to lightly fill it in. So very light strokes, like really light strokes. And then when it gets to that inner corner, you're going to take your brush upwards, and the way you're going to fill it in is just really lightly make like false hair strokes. False line strokes, sorry, and it's going to look like hair. You're basically barely even filling in that inner corner. That's what's really going to make it look natural. That's what I like to do to make my brows still look natural. You're going to take your spoolie brush and just blend everything out. And the last time, you can just take your clean brush and run it through any areas that you kind of want to clean up. You could use concealer to shape your brows. I don't like to do that personally because I want it to really be like natural. I find that if I carve my brows with concealer, it starts to look unnatural. So this is the part where you stand back, take a look at your brow, and really kind of see if it needs any more touching up. Just look at it from, like, take a step back, look at it in the mirror and see how it looks from far, and then you can kind of fix it up. Never go too close the way I am in the camera right now because you obviously judge your eyebrows so hard. So kind of just look at yourself at a good distance. So one of the things that I'm noticing is that I have kind of a sparse area over here. So I'm just going to take a small tiny dip into the pomade and fill in that area. It just looked a little bit sparse. for this brow, it's the brow that I really have to kind of reshape. I don't want to continue the shape of this because then if I do, I'm going to follow that arch. So what I usually do is when I outline it is I go over here, but then once I get here, I don't take too much of a dip down. I kind of keep going and create a little bit more or a little bit less of an arch. Just because my other brow doesn't have an arch, so I don't want this one to have one. I'm just going to do the same thing essentially and fill it in. And you can always take the clean brush and clean up any mistakes. A good trick that I like to use is if I actually by accident put too much product on that inner corner, I can just go in with a Q-tip and clean it up. Because let's face it, I mean, our brows are never perfect and we don't always do them perfect. Like, you'll do them perfect one day and then the next day you don't do them perfect. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!